Close your eyes now, if you like. Let your shoulders sink into the softness beneath you. Let your hands rest, open and easy. There's nothing you need to hold tonight. Take a slow breath in and let it go, like a wave drawing back from the shore. Tonight we travel far from this room, far from clocks and calendars. We're going back and back and back to a world at the very edge of memory, a world where the gods still walk in the cool of the evening, a world of olive trees and quiet seas, of moonlight on marble, of lamps burning low in stone doorways. This is the world of the old myths, but there are no storms in it tonight, no quests, no battles. Tonight, the whole ancient world is settling down to sleep, and you're invited to walk through it, slowly, gently, until sleep finds you too. There's nowhere you need to be, nothing you need to do, only listen, only drift. You stand at the edge of an olive grove, in the last light of the day. The sun has just slipped behind the western hills. The sky above you is the color of ripe apricots, fading, moment by moment, into soft, dusty violet. The first star hasn't yet appeared, but it will. It always does. The air is warm, but the warmth is loosening. A faint coolness rises from the earth, the way it does after a long summer day. You can feel it around your ankles, gentle as water. You breathe in. The air smells of dry grass and sun-warmed stone, and the faint green bitterness of olive leaves. Somewhere far off, there's the scent of wood smoke, a supper fire in a village you can't see. You breathe out. Your body feels heavier now, softer, as if the ground itself is glad to hold you. The olive trees around you are ancient. Their trunks are twisted, silver gray, folded like old cloth. Some of them were planted in the age of heroes. The shepherds say so. Some of them were planted by the goddess Athena herself, so the old women whisper. That was when the world was new, when the hills had no names. You reach out and touch the nearest trunk. The bark is dry and cool beneath your fingers, rough but kindly. It has stood here through 1,000 summers. It will stand 1,000 more. Above you, the narrow leaves stir in a breeze too soft to hear. They're green on one side and silver on the other. When they move, the whole tree shimmers gently, like light on water. You stand for a while beneath the old tree, and you let it teach you its patience. There's no hurry here. There's never been any hurry here. A path leads away through the grove. The light is fading pale. It's only a footpath, worn smooth by shepherds and their flocks, worn smooth by farmers walking home, worn smooth by children running to the sea and back again. This has happened for as long as anyone can remember. You begin to walk, slowly. There's no reason to walk quickly. There's every reason to walk slow. The dust of the path is soft beneath your feet. It holds the day's warmth still, the way a stone hearth holds warmth, a stone hearth, long after the fire has burned low. Each step is quiet, each step is easy. Around you, the grove is settling. A cicada, the last of the day, winds down its long dry song, then it falls silent. Somewhere among the branches, a small bird rustles once, then it is still. The evening deepens, one shade at a time. As you walk, you remember what the people believe. The people of this land believe about the night. They say that night itself is a goddess. Her name is Nyx. She's older than the mountains. She's older than the sea. She's older even than the bright gods of the thunder and the sun. She was here before everything, they say, a vast and gentle darkness. All things were born out of it, and every evening, without fail, she rises in the east. She spreads her great cloak across the sky, a cloak sewn with stars. The whole world grows quiet beneath it. The people here do not fear her. Why would they fear the one who brings rest? They leave a small bowl of milk on the doorstep sometimes, or a sprig of thyme, and they say softly, "Thank you for the darkness. Thank you for sleep. Tonight you will walk beneath her cloak, and she will watch over you. She has watched over every sleeper since the beginning of the world." The path slopes gently downward now. It leaves the olive grove. It runs along the shoulder of a hill. Below you, the land opens. You can see a pale ribbon of river. It winds through a valley. You can see small fields, stubbled gold after the harvest. You can see dry stone walls running along their edges. They look like careful stitching. Far away, at the very rim of the world, there's a thin bright line, the sea. It's holding the last of the light. Everything is still. Everything is soft. A shepherd's hut stands a little way off the path. Its low roof is dark against the sky. A lamp burns in its single window, a small clay lamp filled with olive oil. Its flame is no bigger than a petal. The light it gives is warm and orange and steady. You do not need to go to the hut. It's enough to see the lamp. It's enough to know that someone is near, someone is safe and warm. They're settling down for the night, just as the whole world is settling. You walk on. The lamp glows behind you, small and faithful. It glows like a kept promise. The first star appears. You feel it before you see it, a kind of gladness at the corner of your eye. When you look up, there it is, a single point of silver in the deepening blue, hanging above the western hills. The old ones call it the lamp of the evening. They say it belongs to the goddess of love herself. She lights it each night to guide the tired world home. You stand still for a moment and watch it. It does not flicker. It does not hurry. It simply shines, calm and certain, as it shone for your grandmother's grandmothers, as it will shine long after our small worries are forgotten. You breathe in the cooling air. You breathe out, slow and long, one star, then another, then another. The cloak of Nyx is unfolding, thread by silver thread. The path leads you down toward the valley floor. The air changes as you descend. It grows cooler, moister, sweeter. You can smell the river before you hear it, a green smell of reeds and wet stones and slow water. Then the sound reaches you, a low, continuous murmuring, soft as a voice heard through a wall. Fireflies drift among the tall grasses at the path's edge, one, then three, then a dozen, small green-gold lights blinking on and off, floating without purpose or care. The people here say the fireflies are lanterns of tiny spirits, little cousins of the nymphs. They wander the meadows at night, looking for nothing at all, only enjoying the dark. You watch them drift, off, on, off, on. Their rhythm is slower than your heartbeat. Your heartbeat begins, gently, to slow and match them. Off, on, slow, soft. You come to the river. It is not wide. It is not deep. It moves without hurry between banks of smooth, pale stones. Its surface catches the last blue of the sky and the first white of the stars, and holds them both, trembling gently. There is a wooden footbridge here, old and grey. Its planks are worn smooth by generations of quiet feet. You step onto it, and it holds you easily. It creaks once, a small friendly sound, like an old man shifting in his chair. You stop at the middle of the bridge. You rest your hands on the railing. Below you, the water slides past, murmuring its one long word. It's been saying this word since before the first city was built. No one has ever understood it. No one has ever needed to. It's enough to listen. The river does not worry about where it's going. It's never once worried. It simply goes, softly, in the dark, and the stars ride along on its back. You could learn a great deal from a river, you think, but tonight you do not even need to learn. You only need to stand here and breathe, and let the water carry your thoughts away, one by one, downstream, toward the sleeping sea. Somewhere upstream, hidden among the reeds, there is a spring. A river nymph dwells there, a naiad, gentle and shy. She is older than the village. She is older than the bridge. The farmers leave her small gifts in spring, a honey cake, a handful of violets. In return, they say, she keeps the water sweet, she keeps the banks green. On summer nights she sings, so quietly. You can only hear it if you're not trying. you're not trying. And so, perhaps, beneath the murmur of the water, you hear it now, a thread of melody with no beginning and no end, rising and falling like slow breathing, or perhaps it is only the river itself. It doesn't matter, it is beautiful either way. You listen for a while, leaning on the old railing, warm and heavy and calm. Then you cross the bridge, step by unhurried step. The song follows you a little way, and then lets you go, gently, into the meadow beyond. The meadow is silver. The moon has risen while you walked. A full moon, round and pale gold, floating just above the eastern hills. Its light lies across the grass like a fine cloth. Every blade is tipped with it. The whole meadow seems to breathe with a slow, faint shining. The old ones say the moon is a goddess too. Selene they call her. Every night she drives her silver chariot across the sky. 2 white horses draw it. Their hoofs make no sound at all. She is the gentlest of the great gods, they say. She has watched over every sleeper who ever lived. She looked down on the first shepherds and the first kings, on children in cradles and sailors in their hammocks. Her light touched them all the same way, softly, without judgment, asking nothing. You feel her light on your face now. It is cool and kind and very old. Whatever you carried with you into this evening, whatever thoughts, whatever weights, she has seen 1,000,000 of them. She knows that they all grow lighter in the dark. You can set them down here, in the silver grass. The meadow will keep them for you. And in the morning, most of them, you will find, have simply gone. You walk on through the moonlit meadow. The grass brushes softly against you, whispering with each step. Whisper, whisper, whisper. The night is fully here now. The sky overhead is deep and clear. It's thick with stars, more stars than you have ever seen. In this old world there are no other lights to dim them. The great river of the Milky Way flows overhead from one horizon to the other, pale and misty and endless. The people of this land have names for the stars. They see heroes up there, and beasts and gods. A hunter with his belt of 3 bright stones, a bear circling the still point of the north, 7 sisters clustered close together, shy and shimmering. Every star is a story, but tonight the stories are all asleep. Tonight the stars are only lights, quiet, patient, unimaginably gentle, keeping watch over the dark fields of the world. You tilt your head back, you let your eyes wander among them, without seeking anything, the way a child's eyes wander before sleep. At the far edge of the meadow, the land rises again. On the crest of the low hill, you see a small temple. It's not one of the great temples of the cities. Those have crowds and smoke and processions. This is a country shrine, a modest ring of marble columns. They're pale as bone in the moonlight, open to the sky on every side. The path leads toward it. You follow the path. As you climb the gentle slope, the air grows fragrant. Rosemary grows wild here, and thyme and lavender. They were planted long ago by the shrine's first keepers. They've been left to wander as they pleased. Your steps stir their scent from the ground. It rises around you, dry and sweet and clean. You breathe it in slowly. It's the smell of every peaceful evening there's ever been. You reach the temple and step between its columns. The marble is smooth beneath your hand. It still holds a ghost of the day's warmth deep inside the stone. Its surface has gone cool. You rest your palm against a column for a moment. It feels like resting your hand on the shoulder of a very old, very calm friend. The floor within is paved with wide flat stones. They're silver gray in the moonlight. In the center stands a small altar. On the altar burns a single flame, a lamp of bronze, tended by unseen hands. Its light is small and gold and steady. This shrine, you understand somehow, belongs to Hestia, the quietest of all the gods, the goddess of the hearth, the goddess of home. She has no great statues, no thunderbolts, no adventures. Her brothers and sisters quarreled and feasted and roamed the world. Hestia stayed by the fire. She keeps the flame at the center of every home. She keeps the flame at the center of Olympus itself, and some say she keeps a flame at the center of every quiet heart. Wherever a lamp burns low in the evening, she is there. Wherever someone sits in stillness at the end of the day, she is there. She is there now, in the small gold light. She's in the warmth spreading slowly through your chest. You sit down on the temple steps, facing out over the silvered valley. You rest. There's no need to guard yourself here. This is holy ground. Its holiness is soft, the holiness of kitchens and cradles, of bread and blankets, of the hour when the work is done. Behind you, the little flame murmurs to itself. Before you, the valley lies sleeping under the moon. You see the meadow, the river, the bridge, the dark grove on the far hill. You see the single lamp in the shepherd's window, still burning, still faithful. The whole world, from here, looks like something held gently in cupped hands. Your breathing has grown slow and deep. You didn't notice it happening. Your shoulders have softened. Your hands lie loose and quiet in your lap. Stay a while. There's all the time in the world. Tonight, the night itself is on your side. Rest on the temple steps. Let me tell you softly where this path leads. There's no need to open your eyes. The story will carry you. Far beyond this valley, the old ones say, beyond the last farms, beyond the silver hills, in a hidden fold of the world where the sun never quite reaches, there lies the dwelling of Hypnos. Hypnos, the god of sleep. He is not fearsome. He's the gentlest being in all the ancient world. Even mighty Zeus, who commands the storm, grows quiet when Hypnos passes by. Even the restless sea smooths itself for him. He is young and old at once. He has soft, dark wings. He moves through the world at evening, touching brows, the brows of kings and shepherds, of old women and small children. Wherever he touches, worry dissolves, eyes grow heavy, rest comes flowing in like a warm tide. His home, they say, is a deep, dim cave in a silent valley. The light there is always the blue of the last moment before dreams. Around it grow endless meadows of red poppies, nodding on their stems. Through it runs a slow, dark stream. Its water murmurs the drowsiest sound in all creation. No door creaks there, no rooster crows, no voice is ever raised. And that is where your path takes you tonight, slowly, gently, through the sleeping countryside of the old world, to the very source of sleep itself. You do not need to arrive. The walking is enough. But it's good, is it not, to know that every step tonight leads deeper into rest. When you're ready, and only when you're ready, you rise from the temple steps. The little flame of Hestia flickers once behind you, as if in blessing. You whisper a thank you. Travelers here have always done this. You step down from the shrine onto the continuing path. The trail leads north now, along the spine of the hill, then down again into a landscape of soft shadows. The moon lights everything you need to see. Where the path bends, it shows you the bend. Where a stone lies, it silvers the stone. You cannot lose your way. The night itself is guiding you. Your feet find their own rhythm, slow, even, unhurried. Step and step and step, like a heartbeat, like a lullaby. You pass through a sleeping vineyard. The vines stand in long, patient rows. Their broad leaves are dark and still. Their heavy clusters hide in shadow. The smell here is rich and sweet. Ripening grapes, warm earth, the faint winey scent of fruit. It fell in the afternoon sun. It rests now in the grass. These vines belong, in a way, to the god Dionysus, but he is not here tonight in his wild aspect. No drums, no dances. The country people know his other face, the drowsy god of the late evening, the god of the last cup, the god of contentment, the god who loosens what is tight, the god who says, enough now, enough striving, be at ease. A night breeze moves down the rows. The vine leaves lift and settle, lift and settle. They sound like slow rain that never falls. You walk between them. The vineyard breathes around you. Something in your chest loosens another degree, like a knot gently worked free. Beyond the vineyard, the path joins an old road. It's paved with broad, flat stones. These stones were laid long ago. No one remembers who laid them. They're worn into soft hollows. Centuries of feet and hooves wore them. Cartwheels wore them too. Moss grows in the seams between them. Black-green in the moonlight, soft as felt. You walk down the middle of the ancient road. Your footsteps make a quiet sound, a satisfying sound, not loud, just present. Step, step, step. Think of everyone who's walked this road before you. Farmers with baskets of figs, pilgrims with staffs of olive wood, children chasing hoops, old philosophers strolling and talking about the stars. Every one of them is gone now, gone into the long soft dark, and yet the road remembers them all, kindly, in its worn and hollowed stones. Tonight the road holds you too, just as kindly. One more traveler, in the endless gentle procession, one more pair of quiet feet, going home. The road passes beneath a great plane tree. It's standing alone at a crossroads. It is enormous. Its trunk is wider than 3 men could circle with their arms. Its branches spread over the road like a dark, sheltering roof. Trees like this are sacred in the old world. Travelers rest beneath them. Judgments are made in their shade. Some say each great tree has a spirit, a dryad, who lives within the wood, who dreams the slow dreams of trees. You stop beneath it. You look up into the deep canopy. Here and there, the moon finds a way through. Small coins of silver light lie scattered on the road around you. The leaves murmur overhead. It's a broader sound than the olive leaves made, a deeper sound, a slow oceanic hush, wave after wave. Hush, says the great tree, hush, hush. The dryad, if she's awake at all, is only barely awake. Trees sleep standing up. They sleep for months at a time. Their dreams are of nothing but sunlight and rain. You could not find a calmer companion in all the world. You rest your back against the vast trunk for a moment. It does not move. It hasn't hurried in 400 years. Its stillness flows into you, through your shoulders, down your spine, into the ground. Hush, say the leaves. Hush, huh. When you walk on, you carry the tree's stillness with you. The road descends now into a shallow valley. Water fills it, not the river this time, but a spring. It wells up among rocks beside the way. Someone, long ago, shaped a small stone basin for it. The water fills the basin. It brims over its lip in a thin, silver, ceaseless thread. You stop and cup your hands and drink. The water is cold and clean. It tastes faintly of stone. It's the best water you've ever tasted, the way water always is at night, on a journey, under the moon. You feel it travel down through you, cool and bright. It settles. Above the spring, in a niche in the rock, stands a small clay figure, a nymph left there by some grateful traveler generations ago. Her features have softened with rain and years. She has no face at all, only a gentle shape, endlessly patient, listening to her water flow. You thank her, in a whisper. It seems right, and the spring goes on brimming and spilling, brimming and spilling. Its small silver voice unchanged. You walk on into the dark. The valley opens. You find yourself walking beside fields of barley, pale and dry and whispering. This is the country of Demeter, the goddess of the grain, the great mother of the harvest. Her work for the year is done. The fields have been cut, the grain gathered, the bread baked. What remains is stubble and straw, silver gold under the moon, the deep, satisfied quiet of land that has given everything and now rests. The old ones say Demeter herself grows drowsy after harvest. She walks the empty fields in the evening, they say, wrapped in a dark cloak, blessing the soil, whispering to it, "Sleep now, sleep through the rains, sleep through the frost. I will wake you in spring." And the earth listens to her and sleeps. You walk the field path. The stubble whispers on either side. You can almost feel the vast sleep of the land beneath your feet, miles of soil, drowsing, dreaming of green. If the whole earth can rest, so can you. If the fields can lay down their burdens, so can you. This is the season, this is the hour. Everything that grows must also rest. It's the oldest law and the kindest. At the edge of the fields, you come upon a small farmhouse. It's low and white-walled. Clay tiles roof it. They glow faintly rose-gray in the moonlight. The household is asleep. You can feel it. That's the particular deep quiet of a home where every soul is dreaming. A dog lies cold by the doorstep, nose under tail. He opens one eye as you pass. He decides in an instant you are no trouble at all. Then he closes it again with a long sigh. Through the window, banked embers glow on the hearth. Hestia's fire, dimmed for the night but never out. A shelf of bread, a hanging braid of onions, a child's sandal by the door, dropped where it was kicked off. You stand a moment in the road. You let the peace of this house wash over you. For thousands of years, this is what night has meant. Fires banked, doors latched softly. Families breathing in the dark. Each breath a small trust in the morning. The house does not know you are here. It does not need to. Its peace spills out through the walls like warmth from a banked fire. There is enough of it for you too. Standing quietly in the road, you breathe it in. You carry a little of it with you as you walk on. The dog does not stir again. The embers glow. The child's sandal waits by the door for morning, and morning is a long, long way off. Beyond the farmhouse, the path rises gently. The fields give way to olive trees. They stand in loose rows across the slope, old beyond counting. Their trunks twist into shapes like slow gray flames. Some were planted by the grandfathers of grandfathers. Some may have been old when the first stones of the village were laid. An olive tree does not hurry. It's never once, in all its long life, hurried. The leaves are narrow and silver. When the night breeze moves through them, they turn and shimmer. Pale side, dark side, pale side, dark. The whole grove seems to breathe. A long inhale as the breeze arrives. A long exhale as it passes on. You find your own breath falling into the same rhythm without meaning to. In and out, in and out. These are Athena's trees. Her gift to the land, the old ones say. Wiser than gold, more patient than kings. There's something of her calm gray-eyed patience in them still. Standing here in the dark, keeping their 1,000-year thoughts, you walk beneath them slowly. The moonlight comes down through the leaves in small moving coins of silver. It slides over your shoulders, over the ground, over the roots that surface and dive like slow creatures swimming through the earth. Halfway through the grove, you find a low stone wall. It's waist high, built without mortar. Each stone was chosen and turned and settled by hand until it sat just so. You rest against it. The stones still hold a ghost of the day's warmth, faint and fading, like the last of a fire hours after the flames are gone. You lay your palms flat on the top stones and feel it, the smallest gift of warmth given freely, asking nothing. Somewhere in the branches above, an owl calls, once, twice. A soft round sound, like a question asked of no one. The grove does not answer. The owl seems content with that. Athena's bird, keeping Athena's watch over Athena's trees. Everything here is looked after. Everything here is held. You could stay against this wall a long while. No one would mind. Time in the grove is measured in seasons, not in hours. A night is nothing here. A night is a single silver breath. But the path goes on, and so, gently, do you. The grove thins, the ground softens underfoot, stone giving way to sandy soil. Now there's a new scent on the air, time, crushed somewhere by a hoof or a paw. Beneath the time, faint and vast, the smell of the sea. You cannot see it yet, but you can feel it out there beyond the hills, the way you can feel a sleeping presence in a dark room. Something enormous and calm, breathing slowly, minding its own deep business. The breeze that reaches you now has traveled over open water. It's cooler, it carries salt, it moves through the dry grass with a long soft hush, 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 like a mother quieting the whole countryside at once. Hush, says the breeze, hush, there is nothing to do, there is nowhere to be, there is only the path, and the night, and the slow unwinding of the world toward rest. You crest a low rise, and there it is, the sea. It lies below you in a wide, moon-silvered bay, so still tonight that it might be a sheet of hammered metal, or a second sky fallen gently to earth. The moon lays a path across it, a road of trembling light running from the shore to the horizon. The small waves take that light and fold it, and unfold it, and fold it again, endlessly, patiently, without ever tiring of the game. The Greeks had many names for the sea. They had many moods for it, but tonight it wears only one, the calm the sailors prayed for. Ghislaine, they called her, the spirit of still waters. Tonight Ghislaine has laid her hand upon the whole bay. The water sleeps beneath her palm. You stand on the rise a long moment, just looking, just breathing. Far out, near the moon road, a single fishing boat rests at anchor, a small dark shape on the silver. Its lamp is out, its fisherman sleeps curled in the stern, rocked by a swell so gentle it would not spill a cup of wine. The boat rises, the boat falls, the boat rises, the boat falls. It is the slowest cradle in the world. The sea rocks it as tenderly as any mother. The path turns downhill now. It winds toward the shore in long, lazy switchbacks. You follow it down without effort. Gravity does half the walking for you. With every turn of the path, the sound of the water grows, not waves crashing, nothing so loud as that, just the small, ceaseless conversation of a calm sea with a pebbled shore, a soft rush forward, a softer sigh back, rush and sigh, rush and sigh. It's the oldest sound in the world, older than the temples, older than the fields, older than the first shepherd's first song. Before there was anyone to listen, the sea was saying this, over and over, to the patient stones, and long after, it will say it still. There's a deep comfort in that. Some things don't need us at all. They simply go on, faithful and calm, and we're allowed to rest beside them. You reach the bottom of the hill. The path delivers you onto the shore. The beach is pebbles, not sand. Thousands upon thousands of small, smooth stones, grey and white, and rose and dove-colored, every one of them rounded by centuries of this same soft water. You take a few steps, the pebbles shift and murmur under your feet, a gentle clatter like distant applause, immediately swallowed by the hush of the sea. You bend and pick one up. It fills your palm perfectly, cool, smooth as an egg, heavier than it looks, the way honest things often are. How many years did the sea spend on this one stone, rolling it, turning it, softening every edge? Never impatient, never rough, just the long, gentle insistence of water, saying to the stone, be smooth, be at peace, let go of your corners, and the stone let go. You set it down again, exactly where it lay, and the sea reaches up and touches it with a thin sheet of silver water, as if to say, thank you, and withdraws. You walk along the shore, at the very edge of the water, where the pebbles are dark and wet and gleaming. The sea keeps you company on your right hand. The land sleeps on your left. Above you, the whole slow wheel of the stars turns at its ancient pace, so slowly that no eye can catch it moving, and yet it moves, all night, every night, carrying the constellations from the eastern hills to the western sea, like a shepherd bringing his flock home. There's the Great Bear. It never bathes in the ocean, circling the North Star around and around, faithful as a dog on a tether. There's the hunter, striding up out of the east with his bright belt of three. There, low and lovely, the little cluster of the sisters, the Pleiades, huddled together like doves, like lamps in a distant window. Sailors steer by these, farmers plant by these. For 1,000 years and 1,000 more, people have lain on their backs in the dark. They've given the stars names and stories, and the stars have listened and kept shining and kept every secret they were ever told. You could tell them a secret now if you wished. They would keep it. Ahead, where rock reaches into the bay, you see a small light, warm, golden, steady. As you come nearer, you see what it is, a little shrine to Poseidon, no bigger than a shepherd's hut, set on the rocks where sailors can see it coming home. A single oil lamp burns inside, tended by someone from the village below, refilled at dusk, every dusk, for longer than anyone remembers, so that no boat rounds the point into darkness, so that the last mile home is always lit. You climb the few worn steps. You stand at the shrine's open doorway. The lamp flame is small and perfectly still, no bigger than an almond, gold at the heart, blue at the root. The air inside smells of olive oil and salt and old stone. On the little altar lie the gifts of grateful sailors, a few shells, a carved wooden dolphin, worn shiny by many thumbs, a handful of dried flowers, colorless now, but left with love. The sea god is not fearsome tonight. Tonight he is the keeper of calm water, the guardian of the road home. His lamp burns for everyone, for the fisherman asleep in his boat, for the village behind its shutters, for you, a traveler passing in the dark. You bow your head, just slightly. The flame does not waver. You walk on down the shore. The pebbles give way, at last, to sand. Pale, fine, cool sand that takes the shape of your feet. It holds that shape gently for a moment before the wind begins, grain by grain, to smooth it away. The sea is quieter here. The bay curves inward, sheltered. The waves arrive so softly, they hardly break at all. They simply lean against the shore, thin out into lace, slide back, whispering. You stop, you stand still, you let the water come to you. It touches your feet, cool but not cold. The day's warmth is still in the shallows. The stone wall held it, the temple steps held it. The whole world, it seems, is slowly giving back the day's warmth, a little at a time, keeping just enough to be kind. The water slides around your ankles, pauses, slides away, comes again. There's no hurry in it. The sea's been doing this since before the mountains had their names. It'll be doing it long after. Tonight it does it for you, only for you, as if you were the only traveler who'd ever stood on this shore in the moonlight. Perhaps, in this one moment, you are. Down the curve of the bay, you can see the village now, a small fishing village. It's tucked between the water and the hills. White walls are dim in the moonlight. All its lamps are out but one. You walk toward it along the tide line, unhurried. The boats are drawn up on the sand in a patient row. Hulls are tilted, masts are bare, nets spread over their sides to dry. They smell of tar and salt and rope. By day they're busy things, full of shouting and hauling and silver fish, but at night they rest, like everything else. There's something touching in the sight of them, tools of hard work, sleeping. Even the boats are allowed their rest, even the nets hang loose and empty and easy. A cat is sitting on the prow of the nearest boat, upright and composed, the way cats sit when they believe themselves to be statues. She watches you approach with wide, calm, moon-colored eyes. You stop. She blinks at you, slowly, that long, deliberate blink. Cats give it only to those they've decided are harmless, possibly even acceptable. You blink back, just as slowly. Honor is satisfied on both sides. She returns to a contemplation of the bay. You walk on, quietly pleased. You are always pleased to have been approved by a cat. The village receives you the way the farmhouse did, with sleep. The single street is narrow and sandy. It runs between low white houses with their shutters closed like eyelids. Fishing nets hang from pegs by the doors. Clay pots of herbs sit on windowsills, basil and rue. They're giving up their scent to the night. Somewhere behind a wall, a donkey shifts in its stall. It sighs the enormous, world-weary sigh that only donkeys can sigh. Then it settles again. The one lamp still burning is at the end of the street. It's in the window of the baker's house. Even now, hours before dawn, there's a faint warmth in the air near his door. There's the ghost of a smell that makes something deep in you ease and soften. Bread, yesterday's bread, and the promise of tomorrow's. The oven inside is banked but never cold, like Hestia's hearth, like the shrine lamp on the point. Some fires are never allowed to die. They're handed on, evening to evening, ember to ember, down all the generations. No morning ever has to begin in the cold. You pass the window quietly. Inside, the baker sleeps in his chair by the oven, arms folded, chin on chest. Flour is still dusted on his forearms, like the first light snow of winter. His dreams, surely, are warm ones. Sleep well, baker. The village will want its bread, but not yet, not for a long time yet. The night is still deep, and getting deeper. At the far end of the village, the street becomes a path again. The path climbs away from the sea. It rises through terraces of vines. The grape harvest is done. The grain harvest is done. The vines have given their fruit. Now they're letting go of their leaves, one by one, without regret. The wine is in the jars. It rests in cool, dark cellars beneath the houses. Down there it's doing its slow, secret work. Dionysus's gift, resting in the dark, becoming itself. Even the wine, tonight, is sleeping. Even the wine is being patient. You climb the terrace path slowly. With each level the bay drops away below you. It grows wider and more silver. The fishing boat at anchor becomes only a fleck. The shrine lamp on the point becomes only a golden star. Come down to sit by the water. The air grows cooler as you climb. It's clean, high, thin air. It's scented with vine leaves and dry earth. Your breath comes slow and even. Your legs know this work. They do it without complaint, without effort, like legs do in dreams, climbing without tiring, rising without strain. At the top of the terraces, you turn and look back once. You see the bay, the village, the boats, the moon road on the water, all of it at peace, all of it held. You fold the sight away inside you, somewhere safe. Then you turn to the path ahead. The path leads inland now. It runs along the shoulder of the hills. It moves through open country, silvered with moonlight, dotted with dark, sweet-smelling shrubs, myrtle and juniper, and the ever-present thyme. And here, on the hillside, you hear a sound. It's floated over Greek hills on 10,000 nights, just like this one. Bells, sheep bells, small and far away, and utterly unhurried. Clonk and silence, clonk clonk and silence. Each note is round and wooden and soft. Each one's made by a drowsy sheep, shifting its weight in sleep, no more. You follow the path toward the sound. In time you see them, a flock folded for the night in a rough pen of piled stones, 40 or 50 sheep lying pressed together. A single pale cloud come to rest on the dark hillside. Their breath rises over them in the cool air, a faint communal mist. And beside the pen, wrapped in a heavy cloak of undyed wool, his back against a boulder and his crook across his knees, sits the shepherd. He is not asleep. Shepherds half sleep, the way sailors do, one ear always open. He hears your footsteps long before you reach him. He does not startle. Nothing that walks so slowly and so peacefully has ever been trouble. "Evening, traveler," he says, in a voice worn soft by decades of talking to sheep and stars. Or morning, maybe. Hard to say, this hour. You tell him you're only passing. He nods, as if that's the most natural thing in the world. On this road it is. He tips his head toward a flat stone near his boulder. An invitation. You sit. The stone is smooth. Many travelers have rested here. The shepherd's dog, a great grey shaggy creature, lifts his head from his paws. He considers you for a moment, with dark, philosophical eyes. Then he lays his head down again, close enough that you can feel the warmth of him against your leg. The shepherd doesn't need to talk, neither do you. That's the great courtesy of the hills. For a long while, the two of you simply sit. The sheep breathe, the bells clonk softly now and then. The stars wheel one slow degree further along their road. When he does speak, it is quietly, half to you and half to the night. My grandfather kept this flock's grandmothers, he says, and his grandfather before him. Same hills, same stars, same bells, some of them anyhow. That one there, a small nod toward the pen, the deep-voiced one. My grandfather hung that bell on a yew when I was smaller than the dog, still sounding, still true. Clonk, says the deep bell, far off among the sleeping sheep, as if it knows it's being spoken of. The shepherd smiles into his beard. People think it's lonely up here, he says, after a while, but you're never alone with a flock. 50 of them breathing, the dog, the stars, the god of the wild places, walking his rounds, old Pan, gentle enough at night, whatever they say. He likes the hills quiet, same as I do. He pulls his cloak closer and settles deeper against his boulder. You learn to sleep like a sheep, he says, a little at a time, no worrying. A sheep never lies awake fretting about tomorrow's grass. She eats today's grass. She sleeps. Tomorrow the grass is there. Every day of my life the grass has been there. That's not luck, traveler. That's just how the world is made, underneath. It provides. Mostly it provides. He falls quiet again. The dog sighs against your leg. Somewhere in the flock a lamb, half dreaming, gives one small questioning bleat. Its mother answers with a low sound, hardly a sound at all. The lamb is satisfied and sleeps again. That's all the trouble the night contains. One small dreaming bleat. The answer, peace. You rest with the shepherd a while longer. The moon moves a hand's width across the sky. The dog's warmth soaks thoroughly into your leg. Then, gently, you rise. The shepherd doesn't make ceremony of your going. He lifts 2 fingers from his crook, a small salute. Walk easy, he says. Springs below the far ridge if you thirst. And traveler, he tips his head back, taking in the whole sky in one slow sweep. No better roof than that one, never leaks but rain. He chuckles at his own old joke. He's made it 1,000 times. It's never once failed to please him. The dog thumps his tail against the earth, twice, without opening his eyes. You walk on along the shoulder of the hills. The sheep bells fade behind you, slowly, sweetly, until they're only a memory of a sound, and then only the memory of a memory. And then only the quiet, which somehow still holds their shape. The path bends around the hill. The land changes once more. You come into a shallow upland valley. It's full of the scent of pines. Tall, dark, patient pines stand in loose companies across the slopes. Their canopies are black against the star-thick sky. The ground beneath them is deep in shed needles, years and years of them. When the path leads you under the trees, your footsteps go suddenly, wonderfully silent, utterly silent. The needle floor takes each footfall and swallows it whole. You walk like a spirit, like a thought, making no more sound than the moonlight makes, and the pines themselves are speaking, very softly, not the shimmer of olive leaves, something deeper, something slower. When the breeze crosses the valley, it moves through the high branches with a long, oceanic sigh, a great hush that starts at one end of the pinewood and travels to the other, tree by tree by tree, and passes on, and is gone, and then stillness, and then minutes later, another sigh arrives from somewhere far away. It passes over you, moving on. The trees are breathing. That's what it sounds like. The whole dark wood, breathing in the deep, slow rhythm of something enormous and entirely at peace. You match your breath to it. It's impossible not to. In, as the sigh gathers, out as it fades away down the valley, in and out, slower than before. Slower than you would have thought comfortable, and yet it's more than comfortable. It's the rhythm your body was waiting for all along. Deep in the pinewood, you come upon a clearing. It's round and open to the sky. The floor is soft grass and scattered grey stones. In the center stands a home, a simple stone pillar. At its top is a carved head of Hermes. He's the god of travelers. He's the guide of roads. He's the friend of everyone who walks by night. His stone face is worn and kindly. Someone has left a fig on the pillar's flat top. Someone else left a small white pebble. Someone else left a sprig of pine. These small gifts have been left and renewed, left again for hundreds of years. Hundreds of hands have brought them, all travelers, all passing, all safe. Hermes is the god of boundaries and crossings. He guards the space between one place and the next. The old ones say it softly. He's also the god who leads souls gently into sleep. He carries a wand, they say. With a touch of it, he closes weary eyes. Cares slide away like a cloak, slipping from tired shoulders. He watches over their dreaming until dawn. You find a smooth pebble by the path. It's white as the moon. You set it on the pillar with the others. One more traveler, one more safe passage. One more small stone added to centuries. The carved face seems to hold a smile. Perhaps it's only the moonlight. Perhaps worn old stone faces simply come to look kind. They've heard so many whispered thanks. You cross the clearing and take the path onward. Now it begins, very gently, to descend, down through the pines, silent-footed on the needles, down along a dry stream bed. It's floored with pale round stones that glow faintly, a road of dim moons leading you on, down past a leaning fig tree. Its broad leaves hang still. Its last late fruit sweetens in the dark, for no one, for the birds, for whoever comes. The air grows softer as you descend, warmer by the smallest degree. The sharp resin scent of pines gives way, little by little, to something gentler. Meadow grass, water, the cool green breath of a place where things grow easily. You can hear the water before you see it. Not the sea this time, not the spring. A stream, a real, running, talkative stream. It's hidden somewhere below you, in the dark. It tells its long, looping story over the stones. The sound rises to meet you as you come down the last slope. It's the friendliest sound in the world. The path delivers you into a meadow. The meadow takes your breath, quietly, the way beauty at night always does, without fanfare, without asking anything of you. It's a small level valley floor. Dark hills wall it in, stars roof it overhead. The grass is long and heavy with dew. Every blade carries a bead of moonlight. The whole meadow glimmers, faint and silver, like the surface of a still pond. Through the middle runs the stream, dark and bright at once, murmuring. Asphodels grow here, pale tall flowers on slender stems, ghostly and lovely, nodding very slightly though you feel no wind. There's a smell of mint where the grass meets the water, and a smell of the water itself, sweet and cold and alive. Fireflies, a few late fireflies, drifting low over the grass, blinking their small green gold lamps, on and off, on and off. In no hurry, following no path, wanting nothing. You watch one drift the whole width of the meadow, blinking, vanishing, reappearing, until it dissolves at last into the darkness beneath the far trees, like a small thought completing itself and letting go. You stand at the edge of the meadow for a long moment, doing nothing, wanting nothing. There's nowhere left to walk to. You understand this, softly, the way you understand things, at the very edge of sleep. The journey was never going somewhere. The journey was only this. Only walking, and breathing, and arriving at last here. The grass is deep and dry beneath the dew at its tips. Near the stream, there's a place where the ground rises just slightly, a low natural couch of earth, cushioned with old grass gone soft as wool, sheltered by the dark shoulder of an olive tree, so ancient its trunk has twisted into gentle folds, like cloth, like the drapery of a sleeping figure carved in stone. You go to it. Of course you go to it. It's been waiting for you, this small bed of earth, perhaps for a very long time. You lower yourself down. The grass receives you. It gives beneath your weight, the way deep wool gives, the way a well-loved cloak gives, folding itself around the shape of you. The warmth of the day is still held in the ground, faint and steady. rising up through the grass into your back, your shoulders, the length of your legs, above you, through the black lacework of the olive branches, the stars, so many stars. The people of this land say the night sky is a great dark bowl turned over the world. The stars are lamps hung there by careful hands. Every one is tended, not one is ever forgotten. You let your eyes rest on them without counting. There's no need to count. They'll keep their own watch. They've kept it for longer than anyone remembers, and they'll keep it tonight, over this meadow, over this stream, over you. The stream goes on murmuring. It's closer now, just a few paces from where you lie. Its voice has changed with your nearness, deeper, rounder, more intimate, like someone lowering their voice because you're resting. Water over stone, water over stone. The same syllables, over and over, ancient and meaningless and endlessly kind. You breathe in mint and wet grass and the faint sweetness of the asphodels. You breathe out, your body settles a little deeper into the earth. Somewhere far up the valley, so far it's more memory than sound, a shepherd's flute, 3 notes, 4, a slow, falling phrase, the kind of tune a boy plays to himself. At the end of the day, not for anyone, not even really for himself, just breath finding its way through hollow reed. Because the night is beautiful, the flock is safe, there's nothing else that needs doing. The tune drifts down the valley on the still air. It pauses, it comes again, a little different, a little softer. This is the oldest music in the world. It was old when the temples were new. Reed and breath, breath and reed. It asks nothing of you. It carries no message. It only says, in the way that music says things, all is well. The sheep are folded, the lamps are lit in the far farmhouse, the stars are hung, all is well. The flute falls silent, and the silence it leaves behind is warmer than before, the way a room is warmer after a friend has been in it. You let your eyes close. There's no reason to keep them open. The meadow will still be here. The stars will still be there. Everything beautiful will go on being beautiful, whether you watch it or not. And there's such deep rest in knowing that. You don't have to hold the world up. You never did. It holds itself, and tonight it holds you. With your eyes closed, the night comes to you differently. It comes as sound and touch and warmth and slow, soft breathing. The stream, always the stream, telling its long story to the stones. An owl once, far off. A single round note, low and woolly, like a question asked so gently it needs no answer. The tick and rustle of some small creature moving through the grass, unhurried, unafraid, going about its small business under the great calm ceiling of the stars. A field mouse, perhaps, a hedgehog, some small neighbor of yours in this meadow, this shared bed, this night. The dew settles. You can almost hear it, the faintest possible sound, the sound of the air laying its coolness down on every blade of grass, on every leaf of the old olive, on the pale nodding heads of the asphodels. The world is being tucked in, blade by blade, leaf by leaf, and you are part of what is being tucked in, the warmth of the ground beneath you, the soft weight of the night air above you, resting on you like a coverlet woven of darkness and lavender and distance. Your own breath, slower now than it was on the path, slower than it was in the pinewood, slower than it has been all day. In, and the sweet air fills you. Out, and something in you lets go, something you did not know you were holding. In and out, like the stream, like the tide you left behind long ago on the shore, like everything in this old, old world that knows how to rest. You think, drowsily, without effort, of everyone who's ever slept in this land. The shepherd boy up the valley. He's wrapped in his cloak among his sheep. His flute lies beside him in the grass. The fisherman's family down along the coast. They're in their small stone house. The sea murmurs at their doorstep all night, like a guardian talking in its sleep. The potter in the town. His hands are finally still. Clay is finally washed away. He's dreaming of shapes that will come to him in the morning. The old woman who left the honey cake at the home, she's home now. Her lamp is out, her cat is curled at her feet. Travelers in courtyards, sailors in coves, their boats are drawn up on the sand. Their fires have burnt down to warm red hearts of ember. Children in lofts, smelling of hay and summer, all across the dark hills and the sleeping valleys, all along the moon-silvered coast. People are lying down as you're lying down. They're breathing as you're breathing. They're letting the day fall from them as you're letting it fall. It's always been this way. Every night for thousands of years, this land has grown quiet. The lamps have gone out one by one, like fireflies. The people have given themselves to sleep. Sleep has kept them, every one, and it's carried them safely through the dark to morning. Sleep is the oldest kindness, older than the temples, older than the roads, older than the words for it. It has never once failed to come, not when the body is ready, not when the eyes are closed, not when the breath grows long and slow. It's coming to you now. You can feel it. It comes like the tide comes, without hurry, without sound. Each soft wave is a little higher than the last. The old ones of this land have a name for the spirit of sleep. Hypnos, they call him. They say he is gentle, the gentlest of all the gods. They say he is young and quiet. He has soft dark wings. He loves human beings tenderly. He alone of all the gods sees them at their most peaceful. They say he lives in a dim and pleasant cave. The sun never comes there. Poppies nod at the entrance. A stream of the softest water slides over smooth stones. It whispers, whispers, a stream perhaps, very like this one beside you. They say that every night he rises. He crosses the world on his soft wings. He makes no sound. Wherever he passes, eyes grow heavy, heads nod, cares dissolve like salt in warm water. He touches the brow of the king and the brow of the beggar. His touch is the same, feather light. He forgets no one. He passes over no house, no meadow, no traveler resting in the grass. Perhaps he is passing now. Perhaps that faintest stir in the still air, too soft to be called a breeze, is the passage of quiet wings. You do not need to open your eyes to see. Sleep is not something to be watched for. It is something to be received, like warmth, like dew, like the gift on the wayside pillar. You only have to be still. Let it be given. You are still. You are so still now. Your body has grown heavy in the sweetest way, heavy like ripe fruit, heavy like the honey in the jar, heavy like the warm stones of the shore at evening. They hold the whole day's sun. Your feet carried you so far today. They are resting now. They have done their work. They have done it well. Now they are done. Your legs are resting, heavy and warm in the grass. Your hands lie open at your sides. They hold nothing. They need nothing. They're soft as sleeping birds. Your shoulders have come down. They've moved away from your ears. They're settling into the earth. Whatever they were carrying, they are not carrying it now. It has been set down somewhere back along the path, by the spring perhaps, or at the home with the white pebble, and it will keep till morning, or it will not matter by morning. Either way, it's not yours to hold tonight. Your face is soft, your brow is smooth, your jaw is loose, even your thoughts have grown slow and mild. They drift apart from one another, like fireflies, blinking, fading, gentle, going out one by one over the dark grass. The moon has moved. You can feel it rather than see it, a change in the quality of light. The silver deepens, the shadows of olive branches slide, slow as honey, across the meadow. The night is turning on its great quiet wheel. Nothing hurries it, nothing ever has. The stream murmurs on, but it's farther away now, somehow, or you are. Its voice has begun to blur at the edges. Voices blur this way when we're children, half asleep in a warm room. The grown ones talk on, low and endless and safe, about things that don't concern us. Water over stone, water over stone. The words are dissolving into pure sound. The sound is dissolving into darkness. The darkness is soft. The darkness is warm. It's the inside of a cloak, the hull of a boat drawn up safe on sand, the deep sweet center of a honey jar, the cave where the poppies nod, the space behind closed eyes where nothing at all is asked of you. You're drifting now. You know you're drifting. In the dim, pleasant way one knows such things. From a distance, without concern, the meadow holds you. The old olive keeps its bent-shouldered watch. The asphodels nod, pale in the paling moonlight, patient as they've always been. Up the valley the shepherd boy sleeps among his sheep. Along the coast the boats rock, empty and easy, at their moorings. In the clearing above, the old stone face smiles its worn smile. Over the pillar of gifts, the white pebble you left there rests among the offerings of centuries, moon-colored, quiet. One more traveler remembered, one more safe passage kept. All is well. Everywhere the night lies over the land sleeps beneath it. All is well. The last firefly goes out. The stream sings on, softer, softer, farther, farther. A whisper now, a breath, a memory of water. The stars keep their long watch, lamp by lamp. Not one of them is forgotten, neither are you. You breathe in, slowly. You breathe out, and let everything go. The dark is soft, the night is deep. The world holds you gently. It's held every sleeper in every meadow for thousands of years. Rest now, rest, sleep.